What's up? Very basic Bible. We're gonna look at a Bible topic. Let's do this thing. All right, let's go find us a passage. Go to Judges 15. Let's see what happens at Judges 15. We'll go over here. Judges 15. All right. Oh, Samson. Samson. One weird dude. Yeah. Very strange individual. But so am I. So I mean, let's see. Okay, we'll just start at the beginning. We'll read through. We'll read. I I took off the, in case you care, I took off the World English Bible. I moved these over and got a Berean Study Bible. Looked up the Berean Study Bible. Seems fine. Okay, we got here. All right, we'll start with the Berean Study Bible. Why not? Later on, at the time of the wheat harvest, Samson took a young goat and went to visit his wife. I want to go to my wife in her room, he said, but her father would not let him enter. Hmm. She's his wife. I mean, we need more context, obviously. Why in the world is he gonna go to his wife with the? I don't. I mean, go into the room makes it sound like he wants to have sex, but no, you can't go in. I'm married to her. I mean, uh, we need more context. I was sure that you thoroughly hated her, said her father. So I gave her to one of the men who accompanied you. The dad was like, Samson, I thought you hated my daughter. So I gave her in marriage to one of your friends? Or to one of the men who accompanied you? Man, imagine you're with like, I don't know, 10 people. Your girlfriend don't like you no more. So her dad's like, hey, you can be with one of the other people. This is, I don't know. I mean, back in the Bible times, dads were like in charge of everything. Dad says, dad goes, what dad does. So, all right. Is not her younger sister more beautiful than she? Please take her instead. My goodness. Wow. So I go to my parent-in-laws. I go to my mother-in-law and I'm like, hey, so where's Devorah? That's my wife's name, Devorah, not Deborah. Devorah. All right, where's Devorah? And my wife says, well, I saw y'all had it. I thought you really didn't like her anymore. So I gave her to one of your friends that you go to church with. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Hey, her sister, we'll call her sister Mary. Her sister Mary is much nicer. Should marry Mary. I'd be like, mother-in-law, have you gone a little what? Where's Devorah? Just tell me where to stop joking around. It's not the way in the Bible. This is dead serious stuff. This is Samson said to them, maybe the father and the younger daughter, because please take her instead. Maybe the younger daughter is right there. How do this is why did we do this passage? Okay. Samson said, this time, Samson said to them, maybe it's just a general them. Maybe it just he could even be talking to himself, but saying about them. It does say, I would like answered him. Well, the Catholic, here's the NRSVP from 1989, so a little older, said to them, him, them, the literal translations of them. So Hebrew's, it's an old language. Sometimes we don't know exactly how it's supposed to be translated. He could be talking to himself, but just saying about them. He could be saying to the Father, which would, in essence, be saying to them. You know, if if I go to my boss is in charge of a bunch of people and I go talk to my boss and I say, your company is going down. Well, I said to the company, no, I said to the boss about the company. You could write it that way. I don't know. You know. Anyway, Samson said to them, this time I will be blameless in doing harm to the Philistines. This time. There's some context. I guess he's done harm to them before. But why the Philistines? Oh, he's gonna go beat up. He's gonna do harm to Philistines. Why would he do harm to Philistines when he's talking about his father and his wife? Hey, take your daughter. And Samson's like, my mother-in-law says, hey, take my sister. Take. I'm sorry. My mother-in-law says, here, take Devorah's sister. She's nice. And then I say, I will be blameless in the harm that will be done. Or because I'm angry, because I want my wife. But why the Philistines? I mean, we can make guesses, or we could go look back at the context. But sometimes you just read through a Bible passage, you have no context, and you're just like, what does this mean? I don't know. So we're just trying to think it through. All right. Then Samson went out and caught 300 foxes. He took torches, turned the fox's tail to tail, fastened a torch between each pair of tails. Here, look over here at the more dynamic, more thought. It's going to describe what's happening rather than the exact words that were written. It's going to describe what's. He took 2 foxes at a time and tied their tails together to make pairs. Then he tied a torch between each tail of each pair of foxes. He tied them in pairs by their tails. Then he tied a torch to each pair of tails. That sounds like a cartoon. Sounds like something you do in a cartoon. It really does. I don't. When that break a fox's tail, I have cats. I try to. Sometimes I'll bend my cat. Not. I don't injure the cats. I don't bend it and go. Don't worry, cat. You'll be okay. No. But yeah. I pet the cat. I play with its tail, kind of. It's kind of rigid, kind of stiff, like your finger. You know. It only is the fox's tail the same. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like rope and you can just tie it up and it doesn't hurt the fox. I don't know. But to tie a torch in between each one, fox would be like, fire, I would think. Unless these are really long, but they still get the fox's tail. Maybe the tail doesn't. Well, so you tie 2 foxes together. So I know Boy Scouts, you can tie the ropes like this. Okay, just like you're tying your shoelaces like that. Where when you do your shoelaces, you tie it, then you tie it a second time. Okay, so you tie it, you go around once. Then you go around a second time and you've got a little loop. You put the torch in between the loop. Then you pull and it tightens the loop up around the torch. Maybe. I'm sure all of you got that visual. I'm sure you knew exactly what this and you got a knot, you put a torch in between, you tie. I'm just trying to guess, how would this happen? Why Philistines? Why does the father not let Samson go into? I mean, we're kind of given an answer to that one. I actually know because I've read this before a lot, because I read the book of Judges, done Bible studies, listened to Bible studies. I know why this time I would be blameless in doing harm to the Philistines. Whenever Samson is mad, probably whenever Samson would be mad at his wife and her father, the father's family. Why would Samson get the Philistines? Maybe the men who accompanied him, the men who accompanied you, were Philistines. Maybe even though Samson was an Israelite, his wife and her father and her younger sister are themselves Philistines. But why would Samson go after the Philistines when he's angry? Why is he angry? He got no more wife. His father-in-law won't let him go in to his wife. Why not be angry at them? Why not do something bad to that family? Now he shouldn't, obviously, but I'm saying the anger would be directed to the family. Why the Philistines? If my wife was Mexican, I live right in the Texas Mexico border. I live very close to it. My wife was Mexican, and then my mother-in-law was like, "No wife for you. Take the younger sister." And I was like, "I'm gonna go and beat up the Mexicans." So I went and found, I don't know, armadillos, and I stuck torches. And the armadillos are here in Texas. I assume they're in Mexico. And the and I was gonna hurt Mexicans, not just my wife's family. Here, let's. I keep saying gonna hurt. Watch this. Then you lit the torches. Oh, so the torches weren't lit yet. The foxes are tied together with torches in between their tails. 300. How in the world do you catch 300 foxes? Yeah, that was probably took them a while. And farming, catching game, normal stuff in the Bible. Normal stuff in the Bible. Women being traded off, kind of normal stuff in the Bible. Fathers being in charge of everything, kind of normal stuff. Getting angry at a whole people group because one person did something, kind of normal. And this is the culture that the Bible was in. If God wrote the Bible today, be much more familiar to us, and people 2,000 years in the future would read it and go, why in the world did they? In the year 4000, if people read a Bible that was written in the year 2000, they'd be like, these people are nuts. Their mindset changes, but God works through them anyway. God can work in any time and culture. That's so cool. Then he lit the torches and released the foxes into the standing grain of the Philistines. Oh, you look up here later on at the time of the wheat harvest. Okay. He lit the torches, released the foxes into the standing grain of the Philistines because he said, I'm going to be blameless for harming the Philistines or whatever he said, doing harm. Yeah. As well as the vineyards and olive groves. Like I said, very agriculture society, vegetable society, agrarian, agriculture, farming. They're farmers. Everything's farmers. You don't go down to the local store and get food. They don't have tofu and processed food. They don't have fast food. They got to get it out of the ground for themselves. There are traders, Traders, not traitors. They're traitors too. There. Uh-oh. That means I got to leave. That's what that means. There are traders who trade wheat and such. But if you want to survive day to day, 90% of the people, you were a farmer. That's just that. Who did this? The Philistines demanded. It was a Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, they were told, for his wife was given to his companion. For his wife was given this to his companion. Who did this? The Philistines are angry about their being burnt up. So this is probably days later, maybe. Because I mean, it takes a long time to catch it. It takes a long time to get the fire. Well, no, they could have been like, whoa, they could have seen it burning and said it right then. So the Philistines went up and burned her and her father to death. Samson, if you're gonna do something stupid, stupid stuff gonna happen to you, I guess. Hey, I gotta go. We'll have to leave it right there. Maybe we could do a Bible quick read through the book of Judges. That would be a fun book. Okay, guys, we'll see y'all on the next very basic Bible.